Don't you hate dealing with people who are in a bad mood?
Don't talk to me.
Well,
Don't talk to me.
well, I recently sat down with Michelle DeAngelis. She's the author of Get a Life That Doesn't Suck. And she gave us some advice on handling bad moods in ourselves and in others. Let's start with talking about people who seem to be in a bad mood all the time. How do we deal with people like that?
Yeah, the Debbie Downers. I know. Yeah. There are people like that, and they're hard to be around, aren't they?
They seem to enjoy it.
I actually think there's a little pleasure that comes with that sort of misery and complaining. But what I find is I purposely choose, if I'm around those people, first of all, I minimize the time I have around those people if they're chronically in a bad mood.
Right.
But if somebody's just having a rough day, I actually consciously give them a break.
Yeah.
And give them the benefit of the doubt for the day. There's this incredibly moving story that I read from one of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books.
Yes.
And about,
great series.
Yes. Yeah. And about this man who was riding on a train and watching these 3 kids run around and really misbehave. And the father of the kids was just sitting there. And he finally went up to the guy and said, "Don't you know your kids are running around crazy?" And the father kind of looked up and said, "What?" And he goes, "My wife just died." So how do you not, you know what I mean? And bless his heart. Yeah. Sure, some people are just being jerks and are just in bad moods, but you never know what's going on with people. You never know.
That is true. What puts you in a bad mood?
Oh, well, I lose it when people are mean.
Yeah.
Just sheer, flat out meanness is really hard for me.
Yeah.
And another pet peeve for me is when people are late, because I was late until I was about 30, and I got over it. So I'm one of those reformed on-time people. But I've really, I learn, I have appropriate boundaries,
sure.
And I set certain expectations for people. But the occasional thing here and there, or the you miss the right traffic moment, or your plane is late. I mean, things happen.
See, now traffic is a thing that bugs me. I don't think my bad moods last very long, but I do get irritated by these spaced out drivers who seem not to even be aware that other people are around them. They get over in the passing lane and they slow down, or they're staring off into space somewhere and change lanes without signaling, and it drives me crazy.
Well, I'm convinced that's why they make those little grip marks on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
It's like, a lot of people that I coach have really bad stress stories in traffic. And so, and I think what we don't realize is that if we allow external circumstances like the rude sales clerk or the incredibly ridiculous lines in traffic or somebody who is mean or somebody who's just out of it and clueless, if we let those things hijack our day, then we are really, we're not taking control like we need to. And it really hurts our health. One of the things I learned recently, which was just amazing to me, is that after just a 5-minute episode of anger, it takes 6 hours for our body to get over it.
That's amazing.
I know, and it suppresses our immune system. It boosts the stress hormones, the cortisol. It increases muscle fatigue and headaches. I mean, it's a bad deal.
That's awful.
So making the decision to not let the guy in traffic put you in a bad mood is serving you.
Okay, Michelle, you're here to help us get ourselves out of our bad moods, help us change our moods. You have body, mind, and spirit tips. So let's start with the body.
Exactly.
How do I change my bad mood?
Well, and it's 3 steps. They're really easy. So the first one for your body is change your rhythm. So let's just say, Spencer, you're driving in your car and you're, it's hard you can't get up and do 20 jumping jacks, right?
Right.
But you can do, especially if you're just sitting there stuck in traffic, you can do like arm exercises, you can do anything physical, flex your muscles or flex your ankles, do anything physical to change your rhythm. You can start whistling or singing. But do something that is different, because changing your rhythm causes you to release all those beneficial chemicals, just like when we're working out, and things like that. So it actually fosters you being in a better mood.
So if you're in the office, maybe get up and run around the hallway or something.
Exactly. Do a cubicle run, or push-ups against the wall, or just step outside or take the stairs. Do something like that.
All right.
So the
that's
first
for
one,
the body.
exactly. So that's for the body, is change your rhythm.
Okay.
The second one is for your mind, and that is to take a moment and count your blessings. Think about what is right. And again, what we focus on gets bigger. So if we're thinking about what might go wrong, if we're thinking about, maybe a mistake that we made or just a bad day that we had, forget about that. Think about what's right. Think about how you made the green light, how you had hot water in the shower this morning, how your kids folded the laundry. So count your blessings, because that gets you focusing on the good things.
That makes sense. And for the spirit, what do we do there?
And for the spirit is do something nice for someone. Be in service for someone. And it can be as simple as holding the door, for your neighbor.
Sure.
It can be donating food or time or money or anything. It can be going online and clicking on a website that makes a charitable contribution.
Right.
So do something to be in service because it reminds you that you matter. And if there's anything that helps your mood, it's remembering that we matter.
Now, all these tips make perfect sense. Let me ask you this, though. The busy mom who's at home dealing with kids and family and household chores and perhaps even a job, how does she find the time to practice these principles?
Well, that's what's great about it. These don't take a lot of time, but they are so applicable at home and at work and in the car. I mean, wherever you are, whatever's starting to affect your mood, and I notice a bad mood if I start to complain. So I think for the moms at home, notice if you're starting to get snippy with the kids. Notice if you're just a little short or if you're dying to be alone. Notice that and then go into these three things. Change your rhythm,
right.
Count your blessings, and do something nice for someone.
Don't let the external forces mess up your mood.
That's exactly right. And you can go and get more tips at my website, getalifethatdoesn'tsuck.com, because they're listed there. Well, why not?
Get a life that doesn't suck. Get a mood that doesn't suck.
Exactly.
And we've got all of Michelle's tips on our website as well, and a link to your website. So thank you so much. Such
Thanks.
a pleasure. My mood is better already.